Within my soul on the horse sleigh, we are the sheets when my soul to thee, embedding, singing hallelujah. My heart was destroyed when I saw to thee. My sin that destroyed, and I saw today. My heart was destroyed when my soul to thee. A song of praise, hallelujah. We are the sheaves of my soul today. We are the sheaves from my soul to stay. We are the sheaves for my soul to thee. Bedding, singing hallelujah.
Amen. Thank you. So like we indicated, this afternoon's discussion is on the two-pot system, one for savings, one for investment. So we have the stewardship leader. So yes, there was a building, but I think now he's wearing the stewardship cap so that our members manage their resources well, and then eventually it trickles to the advancing God's kingdom. So this afternoon, Brother Mash is going to take us through, and then from there, once he has done his presentation, I don't know, how do you want you present, then questions or interactive? Whichever. Oh, okay. Maybe what we'll do is, as he may allow, presentation and the questions, and then interactive, and then eventually we'll do that. So I'll hand over to Brother Mash. Please take us.
Yes, thank you very much, Church. We'd like to thank you very much and good afternoon. I hope we will enjoy our afternoon very, very well together. As you heard in the morning, that we are in the stewardship committee, building committee. We are so excited that we have got members like you who made it possible that this committee managed to work thus far. And then because of your support and then of your encouragement when things were tough, and then you managed to come through. And then this is why at the end we managed to buy this property. And then we, as the elder mentioned in the morning, Monandi property is sold and gone. But it will be properly reported by the leadership. But then we are very happy that there were a lot of interruptions and up and downs, but you managed to be very patient with us. Remember, when people say that they are selling a property and every day they tell you a new story, you wonder, is this thing real? But thank you for trusting us that so far we managed to be where we are. And then, just remember, as the leaders of the department, as the leaders of the department, the committee, our purpose is on the stewardship and building. Our purpose is really to encourage members to, number one, we help each other to improve our life in our home place. There is no use to stand here every day, shout, and say, bring money, but we cannot assist each other to live a better life. That would be futile, because at the end of the day, you will be just talking and talking and talking. And after all those, you find that you just let people feel guilty going home, because there's nothing else they can do. This is why when you talk about stewardship, one of the major important issues is to make sure that we We try to help each other. We don't know we know it all. We help each other to see how we can live a better life in our home. This is why I used to tell the brethren here, saying that when you go to your houses, when you go to your houses and we are enjoying ourselves in our homes and we have got no place to worship, it was quite very bad. We were feeling guilty for every now and then. And the people may not, and when where is Sister Kumalo? Is she around? It's not yet here. I remember. They will get a time to get a report. I remember the first time when we were buying a property, I said, "Sister, do something. I know you are retired, but you just bring your retirement." He says, "In my lifetime, this church must have a property." And then he says, "I'll give my pension money." And you don't know what we have gone through. It was very, very tough. And this property, we've got a lot of history to tell. I think the day of dedication, we hope that we'll be able to tell the story. That's right. Shuma's not here. Nice. I remember one evening that I will never forget. Just before we start, we were called at night just after buying the property. We paid the deposit of. I won't forget that day. I was at work. They said, "Come here quickly. We've got a document to sign." I will never forget that day. We arrived there. I said, "Chuma, you are closer to the property. I don't know where these people are taking me." They say, "I must come and sign." 8 o'clock we arrived. It was load shedding. We went into the restaurant there with a torch, signed this paper. Then I said, "No, we're not signing. What paper is it?" And then they say, this property is on sale. The seller says, "If I get a better offer than yours, I can sell it. Can you sign it?" We said, "No, we're not signing. We are refusing." No. If you are refusing, then you must pay us a deposit of R1 million. Yes. And then the 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, the elders had a meeting. We said, "We are not signing. What do we do?" The elders phoned the treasurer. Treasurer, transfer another 500,000 rand. In the morning, the seller was confused. I said, "This church, something wrong with it. So this church is surprising us. We don't know. The churches don't have money, but this one, what is happening with them?" It was quite a very tough time. I remember that day when we called business people in the church, we were left with 2 weeks to raise 2 million rand. They were writing letters to the lawyers. They say, hey, if this property, if you don't give us money by the end of the month, this property, this offer to purchase is going to fall out. And then this church managed to raise 2.2 million in 2 weeks. Done. With all the loans coming from everywhere. One's cash. And then everybody got confused. And then subsequently, then we went on, and then we had to sell Mnandi. Mnandi, when we were trying to sell also, the crooks tried to interject the internet of the buyer and the seller and the lawyers, so that the money the sale should go to them. We managed to pass that one. When we were done last week, when we were supposed the money to be transferred, me and Elder Moya in particular just started getting funny emails which says to the lawyers, the Lyttelton Seventh-day Adventist Church has changed its banking details. Yeah, we had to deal with it. This is why we say that this is how far the Lord has led us. And it was picked up very quickly, or there's a crook now in the system to try to take the whole money of the church. And I said, this is not going to happen. We just want to thank God that we've got a vigilant young people who could pick it up quickly to say something is fishy. Yeah, and then at the end of the day, we are where we are. Possibly Monday, Moyo getting the chance, he will go to the lawyer's office with the church banking details, sit next to the computer, and the money get transferred, because there's some interruption here. This is why, the Lord always say, when all these things are happening, never forget the Lord. Yeah, never. Now, when we've got a property, we've got our own houses, please, we must never forget where we come from. That would be a big, big mistake. We must never forget. God has been on our side. And when we get a chance, just read the whole book of Deuteronomy chapter 8, the whole of it. It tells you, when you have eaten and everything is fine, don't forget the Lord. Yeah, because some people, when they are, this is why our elder, you were just explaining in the morning that we can sit here and be comfortable and then do nothing and be like all these churches all over which are renting and for the past 20 years. We're not going to do that. Lastly, before we start, just a church, you have done very, very well to invest in the properties. Invest in the property. You have done very well. I know this discussion is online. I hope many people are listening. The church, Adventist Church, has been robbed of properties. And I've been saying this many, many years. Conference Union, they are aware. The church has been robbed of properties, where almost 141 properties of the church belong to a company, and then which you will never access. You have done very, very well for you as a church to register a company that is going to run the business of the church. You have done very, very well. Like now we have just sold Munandi as a church. Are we together? We didn't have to ask permission anywhere else. You sit in a board, you sit in a business meeting and say, we are selling. Are we together? Nobody has to sign from somewhere else and say, we allow you. You can't be a slave for life. That's right. You did very, very well to make sure that, see this property here, it belongs to God. It belongs to our children, our grandchildren. That's why we fight so much, all of us, to say, when these children say, we are going to a camp, I want all of you to jump in and contribute to mine. Let these children go and learn, and grow properly. Life outside there is rough. It's only place here where it can be better. If you can make this place better. Outside there, when they are in schools, they are surrounded by drugs and people who are drinking. It's a mess up outside there. It's only here. So let's spend anything we can manage to let these children do. Now, in the Bible, in most of the Old Testament, if you read it very well, the fight among all the nations in the Bible, they were fighting about land. There was never where they fight for money. They were fighting about, even when God promises Israel, he promised them the land. He didn't promise the money, he promised them the land. So when you've got a land or you've got a property, it's a very big advantage because God says we must be owning lands. That's right. So don't even feel bad. This land here is going to take our children and our grandchildren very, very far. Now, with our discussion this afternoon, the message is that we are going to discuss understanding South Africa's two-pot system, retirement pension system. I want us to understand something here. Just see, is it not coming? Let me see. It is jumped quickly. Okay. I just want to put this disclaimer. Please keep that in mind. It's very, very important. You must go through it very well. This presentation is for information purposes only and does not constitute financial legal advice. That's right. Number two, the content is based on the information available as of the date of this presentation and may be subject to change depending on regulations and policies. We are together. Please consult a licensed financial advisor or tax professional for advice tailored to your specific financial situation. Now, this is very, very important last statement. Neither the presenter nor the organization, which means the Seventh-day Adventist Church or Lyttelton SDA Church, assumes any responsibility or liability for decisions made based on this information. Now, don't go and make financial blunder and think that the church has misled you. I want you to be very clear that we are here to advise each other, to communicate information. You go and read further and you consult your financial advisor or your legal advisor, then you take a final decision. If you can take a final decision out of this, it's still fine. But you must take personal responsibility. I hope it's very clear. That's very clear. Yeah, so that you don't go and sell a house, and then when you come back, you say, I was taught in church. We only give advice. That's right. So it's very, very important to remember. This is, and then this is the slide I always project, and it's a very crucial slide. It's a very crucial slide, a very crucial slide. Now, before you make any decision on financial matters or making decision on investment matters, make sure that this is in place before you touch. I reflect this slide. Every presentation I do, this slide is very crucial. Make sure that you summarize your present situation. There are people who don't know where they are in their financial situation. This is why people get shocked. When they start to buy a house, the bank send them a letter and a form to complete. It's the first time they realize how much they spend per month when they're supposed to buy. And it's the only time they know how when you subtract expenses from your profit, how much remains. And you get shocked, you find that you are remaining with R2. And you thought that it is the first time you see it. So it's very, very important to summarize your present situation. Now, when you look at the house you have, and then the investments you have, and the policies you have, and then you look at the cash you have, everything you have, what you are worth as a family, and then you subtract all your expenses, how much remains? And this helps you to make serious decisions in your life. And then from there, then in other ways, you are answering the question, where am I, as a family? Or where are we as a family? Where am I? That is the net worth and cash flow info. It informs you of your current situation. And then from there, when you are done, you know where you are. And make sure that you establish your own financial goals. Yeah, that's where are you going? That's where do you want to go? Yeah, establish your financial goals is very, very important because you can't live from day to day and you don't know where you are going. And then you realize, mostly if you are an employee, you realize when you are employed, when the 6 months down the line, you get a letter from the employer. Remember, you are retiring in the next 6 months. And these are the people who refuse to get out of the offices. Yeah, no, not me. I'm very important in this company. I've got a 5-year plan. You can't say I'm retiring. That's right. I've got a 5-year plan. So who's going to finish what I've started? Yeah, I must continue. Just to find out you are trying to be on strike because you have never planned to retire. So you must have your financial plan very well. Now, in other words, it will tell you where you want to go. Number 3 and 4 is very, very crucial. Cash flow margin and cash flow control. How do I get where I want to go from where I am? This is very, very important because this is now where you're going to have a mechanism here. You're going to have a mechanism of how are you going to go where you want to go. Now, this is where investments, pension, everything come into be because now you are now having a mechanism. Where do I want to go? Unfortunately, many people never reach stage 2. They get stuck there in stage 1 to summarize their present situation because they don't know exactly what is going on. I'm starting with this. The reason is when you talk about pension, it is part of your investment. You know where you are going. Now, if you just talk about money in your pension as a money available and you don't know what is it for, what you're going to do, you're going to do like what someone who mentioned to me yesterday and say, I want to take out my money before I die. That person has got no clue. I want to eat it before I die. So you got no clue. So please, man, if you can just at home, just apply this. You will not go wrong. The only challenge which you have is, I was teaching in one church one day. The men were complaining, but you can't even start with stage 1 because those women talk too much. But you're going to start a meeting in the house. You will never finish it. No, that's not the case. The women or the mothers, they talk too much because they are lost here. They want direction. Are we together? That's like, if you never give this direction, when you come here, you're going to have a problem. because you may end up running alone. So with us, I just want to advise, if you can just apply this, then that should be fine. Now, when you become an investor, you want an investor, you must know that people who are working, they are classified into this four groups of people. These people who are working, they are classified into these four groups. The first one, key employee. That's right. This person obviously is receiving a very stable income. This is why they are even afraid to resign. You remember in the public sector, what they do, you get into an employment. After you have signed all the papers, you are done. They put what you call a salary package. Remember the salary package? They give you house allowance. You buy a big house. They give you what do you call car allowance? Isn't it? You buy a big car, and then they give you a nice pension. They give you a lesser salary. Then all those things run very well, and you are very happy. You work for 3 to 4 years, 5 years. You will never resign. You will never challenge, because they want to make sure that when you start to think about resigning, you are thinking about your house. I can't downgrade. You are thinking about a car. I can't stop. I think about contribution to my pension. Where am I going to start? Then you are stuck for life. Now, we've been stuck for life many times. So I want us, please, don't feel guilty. I want us, when we are in our home environment and in the church, we teach the little ones. We must bridge the gap and teach the little ones and say to them, we are going to take you to school. When we take you to school, we don't take you to school to be an employee. We want you to be an employer. Now, the child must have that mindset that as I grow, I'm growing to be an employer. If I get a job somewhere else for 6 months to 12 months, it must be preparing me to be an employer. Are we together? Now, that mindset is very crucial. It's very, very crucial. Let's change. All of us, we possibly make mistakes somewhere, but it's not a crucial mistake. Children are growing here. Let's change their mindset. Now, an employee, they use time for fixed income. Now, we've got a self-employed people who exchange time for money. The income is variable, you see. That's right. That's right. And if we've got a business owner, they can step out of the business and still make money. They use other people's time to make money. And we've got an investor who uses money to make more money. Now, what do you want to see? We want to see ourselves here, because not everyone can be self-employed or a business person, but everyone can be an investor. All of us can be investors. That's right. But the main matter is this, which people are afraid. The whole country is struggling. Spend less than you earn so that you can invest the leftover money. Are we together? Invest that money so that your future is better than your present situation. So most people in the whole country, if not Africa, most of the working class, the people who are at home who are pensioned, they don't spend much really. They just get 2,000 rand per month. They buy food and they are happy, they are fine. But the working group, this is where we have got a problem. This is why even now, with this two-pot system, the government, they say it was almost 4 billion cash out during the last, yeah? How much is it now? On Thursday, Friday, it was 4 billion. 4 billion. So you can imagine, the reason is people spend less than they spend more than they are earning. So when you subtract what you are using, what you are earning from what you are using, it's always on a negative. And if it's always on a negative, you've got nothing to invest. And therefore, when there is any money coming from anywhere else, which comes next to you, you grab it very quickly. This is why the 4 billion, which has been. Now we've got this mindset that the main issue is investing the money. You must be an investor. Don't be a consumer. And when you eat, out of the money you have, always eat the seed, not the fruit. Now, if you always eat the seed, you're going to end up with no seed. You're going to have a problem because the seed will finish, you will have nothing to plant. So this is why we're always trying to make sure that this church, in the future, God willing, it must have more money in the bank or in an investment, which the interest of the money in the investment must be able to run the church activities. You can't eat the seed, you must eat the fruit. And that is very, very possible. It's very, very possible. Just a second. Can you help me quickly? Sorry. Just answer it quickly. Sorry. That's that. So it's very, very, very important. Very important thing. Now we've got a challenge. The two-part system of the pension. I want us to look at it in an investment form. Now, this two-part system was launched to improve access and preservation retirement money, so that people can have an access to their money. Now, what you must remember, we're going to look at the parts as we go along, is that it divides your pension into two: the savings and the retirement. The savings and retirement, there are two of them. Now, let me just put it this way. The main reason why this pot system was introduced, because you remember every year, even the government is even the private companies, they are losing employees because employees resign, get the pension, and reapply. Many, the teachers are even worse. They know I'm a maths teacher, I'm in demand. That's right. If I resign and look for a job, I'll get it. And therefore, I resign, get all my pension I worked for the past 20 years. And then they give it to me. And then I go and renovate my house. And then after that, I reapply. I get a job. I start from zero. That is the main problem. Now, people had no access to money. Number two, one of the big problem which people had in our country is that the people spend more than they earn, and that's because of the inflation issue. And then the other thing is that the government doesn't have money. I mean, if you retire, the 20 of us sitting here, and then we get taxed, I mean, it doesn't make any difference. We get access to the money now, and then we get 4 billion, and that billion is taxed. About almost 2 million plus will be a tax. It's going to add value to the government, obviously, when it comes to the running, day-to-day running. So this pot system, I will just look at it as we go on, is divided into the savings pot. Maybe I should go down and just show you the picture before we'll come back to this. It's like this. Maybe we should have come to the beginning, this one. You've got an vested component. I think if you can understand this, then you can go back and look at it. Now, let's do this. As we are sitting here, all of us, you've got the people at the age of 55 and up. You've got the people at less than 55. And you've got the people who get an employment now. Now, what I want us to, even when you go and read more about it, I want you to keep this in mind. The posts, there are 3, but we emphasize these 2. If you have been working, I mean, like most of us have been working all along, that's right. Any organization, you've been working, you've been putting your money in a preservation fund in another company, maybe insurance company. As a pension, you have been working in the private sector, you've been working in government, all this many years back until now. Okay? Are we together? You've been working all along. Now from up to the 31st of August, and then from the beginning of September, the pension system of the country has changed. That's right. It's not for It's not for people who need money. You are. For example, where you work, you are in these pots already from the 1st of September. This is wherever you are, where you are working, they've already allocated you in these pots. And you've got no choice. As long as you are less than 55 years, you have got no choice. You have got no choice. We are all in this system. As long as you are working and you are under 55 years old. 55 and above, you are now going to have to apply, because remember, 55 is pension year. So you've already retired, just that you are working. You have to decide whether you leave it as it is here or you want to come this way. This is very crucial to understand this part, because it's very important. Now, if you go to your pension on Monday, I want to check where I am. You're going to find yourself, if you are less than 55, you are classified under this 3. And then if you are going to look for a job next week and you get a job, immediately you start to contribute in your work environment. You are in these 2 pots, but this one does not exist. I will just explain. This one, 1, 2, you are already here. Now, I just want to emphasize that it's not a choice. If you've got a pension fund in any private company, remember last time we talked about pension. We talked about living annuity, life annuity, preservation funds. If your money is in wherever it is classified under this 3 pots. Now the first pot, the vested pot, is where your money is, which has been there since you started working until the 31st of March, of August. Okay? Until the 31st of August, all your money is in here. All your money is in here. Yeah, until the 31st of August. And then, but remember, by the 31st of August, these 2 are empty. They've got nothing. Let's wake up each other. We just want to make sure that maybe we'll have to start with interaction so that people. No, I know people are tired. It's very hot here. That's right. Yeah, that's. By the 31st of August, I'm going to call you by name now. Elder Sambo, don't sleep. And the by the 31st of August, you by the 31st of what am I saying? By the 1st of September, okay? If we remove this, you have got this. No, these 2 they are empty, okay? And if you were working, this one is full. It has got 100% there. Now, on the 1st of September, what they did, this empty pots, they had to remove 1/3 from here, 10% there, from here, and they put it here. But this one remained empty. Keep that in mind. This one remained empty. This one has got 10% from what you worked for. Let's say you're 100%, 90% remain here, and then 10% comes here. Then this 10%, even if it's up to 30,000, it comes here. It comes here, up to 30%. 10% or 30,000, it comes here. In other words, if you've got R1 million here, they can't put 10% here. They're going to put 30,000 rand here. Are we together? That's right. That's right. So when they say 10%, is because if you have got a money that has got is 10% is less than 30,000, like maybe it's 3,000, 5,000, they will still put it here as 10%. That's why they say here is where you've got the money sit here. Now, this is what is called the saving pot. You are saving there. And then remember, this is the first of September, isn't it? At the end of September, you get your salary. Your salary has got everything, including pension. you got maybe pension contribution 900 rand. Okay? Now, at the end of, let's say the end of October, let's October as an example, let's leave September, October, end of this month coming, you've got a pension which is your contribution and your employer, you're contributing 900 rand. What is 1/3 of 900 rand? 300. Then the 300 rand, they put it here. And the 600 rand, it comes here. This one remain at the, it remain as it is for the previous. This one, remember, this one remain as it, that 90% remains there. It is not touched at all, but these two, you are starting to contribute here for now because you are every month. Okay? Are we together? Yeah, that's right.
That is 90% of that minus 300.
No. Let's get it very clear. This one, let's start from zero. This one, you've got a million rand, isn't it? Uh-huh. Then they take 10% of million rand. They find that is too high. They said, no, let's give it 30,000. They put it here. So we are remaining with 910, 90,700 something. Again, which is remaining here. It's remaining permanent there. It must not be touched. Then they bring in the 30,000 rand here. This one is empty. This one has got 30,000. This one is empty. Are we together now? October comes. You are still working. You contribute your pension. The new pension from 1st of September onwards is divided into two when you contribute. 1/3 comes here of your new contribution and 2/3 comes here. Are we together? That's right. Now, these two start growing together. They grow together for the next 20 years, whatever time, they grow together, these ones. That 1 million and something, 900 and something, it remains there. But if you are maybe, let's look at the less than 55 years for now, then you are contributing here. Here. Now, the strategy is, this one is don't touch. Okay? This one is don't touch. But this one is you can withdraw. Yes, yeah. That you can withdraw here. You can withdraw here. But that one, you leave it there. This one, you leave it here. This why I when I looked at it, I said, this is a nice investment. Because you can decide to leave it as it is. And it grows. You can see it growing, looking at it. You don't have to withdraw. But you have got an option to withdraw. This is why the temptation is withdraw. That's what you want to look at. The temptation is withdraw money from here. Because here, let's revise. Vested component, there the money is don't touch. But for the 1st of September, they managed to bring 30,000 rand here, which you can withdraw. That's right. And then this one remain empty. When you continue working, those who are working, you're still contributing to your pension fund wherever you are. 2/3 comes here, 1/3 comes here. It's a new, let me put it this way. This is a completely new pension system forever. That's right, yes. Now this one is the old pension system. Old pension system. This one is the new pension system. But that one, unfortunately, the money will not. This money and this money is going to help you when you retire. And look, if we can just add something. Yeah, because there are so many. Yeah, that's right. This way they say we can withdraw 2,000 rand to 30. Yes, 2,000 rand to 30,000. Okay, 30. Yes. The immediate one for now. Yeah, you take the immediate one. Remember, in the future, you may not withdraw anything. You can still keep quiet and leave it. In the next 10 years, you withdraw whatever is remaining there. Here, you are allowed to withdraw here. It's like a bank. because the money is growing here. It's growing here. That's right. You don't have to withdraw now. You can withdraw in the future. It's like this one. You see, this pots. This one is very. That's right. Yeah, you've got the retirement savings up to the 31st of. No, that one is. It makes sense. Eh? Uh-huh. Then you've got one withdrawal in a tax year. There you are. There savings 1/3, retirement 1/3 plus 1/3 is 2/3, isn't it? Uh-huh. They are all equals to total retirement benefit. No withdrawal there allowed before retirement. And that one, this one is left open. It's not been talked about because if you are 55 and above, you can decide to withdraw from there. Because remember, this one is your pension. You can retire. That's it. But the new everybody else falls here. It's total retirement benefit. So it's an investment. You are investment available. But now this investment, you can be able to withdraw the money from there. Can you? It makes sense.
So the one which is the best one for us who are like 55,
Is any interest? Yes. This money is this one and this one. No, all of them are any interest. This is why if you leave this one for 6 months, 12 months, you can still check how much is there. It's your investment money, this one. And then you can take it out. So the only challenge which people are not looking at, we'll summarize when we finish. Now I'll just go through the all slides. Kiori is that when you withdraw from this and you are working, for that year, it acts for your income and it increases your tax. No, your tax for the whole year. Okay. Yes, remember I say 1 year tax. Yeah, it's 12 months. You know, let's say you go and take 30,000 rand and you realize that you are in the top earners, you know, at about, let's say 40%. You're going to now be pushed to the higher bracket. And then you're going to end up being taxed more than that's right. So this is why people will withdraw 25,000 and then 10,000 and so because they know they're being taxed and others take everything out. They say tax will see to finish as long as I'm eating. You know, I've got something to eat. So the tax issues is that here is where the SARS enjoy himself because here this is where you withdraw next week, then the money will be taxed. And they're going to now look at what work are you doing, what is in your tax brackets you are, and then from there you get taxed according to the way you are. You know, you have been taxed all along. So now, in other words, you were going to be taxed. You know what was going to happen in the future. In the future, when you retire, you're going to be taxed, but a little bit less. But now you find a 20-year-old just taking this money. We taxed him. I mean, he's got almost 30 years to work. You get taxed there now. Then we collect all 2 million and then we are gone. So the pastor, don't be surprised. TOC has got these pots. so you can get in other ways, from the 1st of September, in order to get the message very, very well, the 1st of September, there is a completely new pension system, the whole country. It's not for people who want. I hope you're getting the message. Yeah, it's everyone is falling into the two pots. It will depend on what you want to do with it. I think that's if this message can just be very clear to everyone. You can leave it there, or you can go and interrupt and take something. But the main issue is we are all in a completely new retirement system. So don't say, when people say, don't say, no, I will never be in the two pots. You are already there. It's just that it will depend on what you're going to do with it. That's right. Now, the purpose of this is to reduce premature withdrawals and ensure financial security in retirement. Now, if you were to allow people to withdraw in the three pots, you're going to have a problem. They're going to take everything. But you know what is going to happen? Now they are going to stand on the queue of the government, so that for that tax they've paid, it must now pay them back, because social security grant, where they and you know what is going to happen? People will not have enough salaries, enough money. What is going to happen? Crime is going to increase, because people have to get money somewhere else, for the children to survive. So they have to come and knock in your house and say, "You are working. We are not working and we are struggling. I mean, give us something to eat." Yes.
If you resign now under the two-pot system, what happens?
If you
You resign.
if you resign, the old, I mean, if you resign, obviously, it's the same thing. That total retirement, is going to be handled the way it was handled before. Remember, in the past, you would be there's a certain amount which is tax free. I think it's about, was it 1/3? It was, yeah, 1/3 was tax. No, you will access 1/3, depending on how much it is, but 500,000 rand was tax free. So this is what is going to apply. And another one, they will not allow you to take it, but they're going to allow you to take your salary from it. Yeah.
The question is, you are saying it is preventing people from resigning and taking everything away. So if you resign in this system where of two posts, are you going to take everything? How does the system
No,
treat you?
no. Is this elder? Yes, this one. Let's say you are in on November, you resign. Okay? There is money here, which is small anyway, because you shall have contributed for 6 months, 2 months. There is money here, 30,000. Okay? There is money here which you have worked for the whole of time. This, if you add them, as we explained earlier, is equals to retirement benefit. Okay? Now, all this monies is put together is your retirement, isn't it? Then you are going to have to take 1/3. You're going to take the 1/3 out, 1/3 out, and 500 rand out of 500,000 rand tax free, and another one you get as a retirement pension on a monthly basis. It's the same as this. It's going to be the same as this one. When the time comes, let's say you retire, not even. Let's say you remember when you resign, your pension. Who's ever resigned here? Who like resigning? You resigned. That's right. When you anywhere else where you are, when you resign, they go to your pension, look at it, say to you, decide what you want to do with your pension. And remember what we discussed? You can either take it to preservation fund. Preservation fund you're putting in a company, private company, like Momentum, Old Mutual, Sanlam, all those. Ne? You say, I'm going to put it there, it bear interest, and I'll get it salary every month. Okay. Or when you resign, you say, I take my 1/3 and then and my 1/3, 500,000 rand tax free, the other amount they tax you, the 2/3 remaining, you take it in a preservation fund where you're going to get salary every month. Or you decide, okay, they better tax me, I want to take everything. And then you take everything which you want, and they tax all the money out. They tax the whole of it, except the first 500,000 rand, and then you are gone. That's right. You get what I'm saying? Because this system, it allows people, for example, let's say you resign, you say, no, I'm going back home. I'm giving an example. No? I'm sorry to use this example. I'm going home. Nobody can capture your pension here. I mean, it's not fair. They will say, you can take everything. This is what we're going to tax. Take everything, and that is fine. But you can decide still. I'm going away, but I want my salary to come from here. I'm going to leave my pension in a preservation fund. I want to get it every month. So this way is being discussed. Other people, they get into a big problem. And please, those who are retiring, I don't get into that trouble. Now they sign what you call life annuity. Life annuity, it means that you get a salary every month from your money, every month. But at the time of death, the money is taken by the government. You are not, that's right. All the money remain. In other ways, they can even do it now. They pay for your medical aid, they pay for your pension every month. That's fine. But the money remain there, 5 million, whatever amount. But the time you die, you leave it there. This is called life annuity. But now when you've got living annuity, you get money every month and then you appoint a beneficiary. Let's say beneficiary is your wife. Then in case I die, my wife must take all the money remaining. But now, these days, what happens is that most people get trapped by the so-called life annuity because now they give you benefits when you have retired. And then, yeah, when you are still recovered, they give you benefits. You are excited about benefits, but your children and your wife and everybody else, the other beneficiaries, you forget them. And then the time you die, everything is gone. No, there are two. There are two. There are several ways. And if you take money into a, but commonly the people are managing it. You know, GFP what? GPF pension. That's right. Yes, that's right. Yes, but with private income, it's different because that money is for you. For you, they will even advise you that you're going to give you a pension. Yeah, this is your monthly pension. Is usually the private sector don't sell the life annuity. Yeah, because living annuity, because remember they are insurance companies. They will advise no, living annuity will give you a pension every month, and then we want you to appoint a beneficiary. That's right. So just to come back to you to say, if you resign, you have to take this. Any other tier information before we go back, and then we so that we can discuss and let's see. Yes. Yes. Oh, they also have the life annuity. In other words, when they, oh yes, because they will give you money every month and a nice salary, but they know whatever remains is gone. Yeah, when you go, it's done. Yes. Yes. Yeah. They have them. Yes. Yeah, no, she's going to help us a lot. Yeah, with the private sector. Come. Yeah. So in other words, with your with momentum or other private companies, it works like living annuity. But what I'm saying, living like meaning you created a almost like a fund where that money will go to when you die. Yes. Yes. That's correct. Yes. Another pot. Yeah. Good. Yes. That's right. Correct. Yes. You had this pot for a long time. That's nice. That's good. Yes. No, no, that's very good. Yes, yes. Yeah, that's correct. Yes.
You can withdraw between 2 and 15% per annum from that pot. So now we have this option called the gap. It's only over 5 million pounds.
Yes.
Right. So this gap option now, how can I put it? Once you contribute into the living annuity, they take a portion from it and they put it into a life annuity. So now it's more of like it is providing you like caution to say that in as much as it's running out, this might run out, but in order for life, at least you have another fund that is contributing.
I see. I see. That's a nice one, eh? Because you've got a living annuity. Now they realize that if you remain with this, you can finish it. Then they say, let's put it for on one side. Yes. That's very interesting. Now what happens in public sector? Very interesting. When you retire, they call you to the office. Say, sir, you are retiring. We have got 2 options, but we encourage you to take this one. So you need to sign here that we are going to pay you your salary from your pension. You don't take everything out. And then number 2, we are going to pay your medical aid. And then everything is fine. Yeah, you agree. Now, when you agree, in other you remain an employee who has retired. You get it? You remain an employee who has retired. You get a salary, but you are still an employee. But you've retired, and we are still having you here. And then when you die, that paper which you sign, it says, is as long as I'm alive. When you die, everything goes. No beneficiary, nothing. Now, then this way when you say you are taking, they also have got a living annuity, but they don't talk about it. Because that one, you know what is going to happen? That one, what they do then, when you say, no, I want to take this one, living annuity, not life annuity. I don't want you to look after me as long as I'm alive. I want to, this money, I want to have a beneficiary. I hope they've changed with it. I checked recently. But then, living annuity, then it says, now they give you a paper. They say, sir, you don't want this one? Yes. Then you are resigning. They call it resignation. That's why they say to people, then you must write a letter of resignation at retirement, because you are getting completely out of their hands. Then you take all the money, they bring it to you. Understand what I'm saying? Then you structure it the way you are saying it. That money from the government, then it comes to you. Then you help this person to restructure his life. That's right. That's very interesting. It would be very nice one day we discuss them. You know? That's right. So that we see in the private sector in totality. You know, you also check other companies and then how they do it. Then we compare. Please, people must understand that education is not really advertising where she's working, but it's very important information. Yeah, it's very important information. We're together, no? But on the other side, people come very excited. I don't know. I just want to live a nice life. The government is giving me everything, medical aid, everything is fine. And then, but when they expire, and then there's no beneficiary, and the beneficiary is themselves, and then everything just gone. Because remember, that contribution, you are contributing together, all the whole of the working time. That's it. Now, thank you very, very much. If you've got anything extra to add, please don't hesitate. But this is very, very important that we educate each other. Yes. Yeah, she must. Which one is better? Yes, you must be free to communicate. That's so that's very, very important. Yeah, this is what we discussed already. No? Yeah. 1/3 new contribution, allow flexible withdrawal of emergencies and short-term needs, subject to withdrawals rules and tax implication. That one we know you're going to have to be taxed. That's right. The retirement pause, 2/3 contribution, locked until retirement, designed to ensure that a majority of savings are preserved for retirement. Contributions made before March 20, remember March meaning, remember, it's a financial year. Ne? That's it. Don't, let's not confuse August and March. Yeah, financial year. From that time onwards, it remained under the rules, ne? Old rules. That is the vested component, isn't it? That's right, vested component. And then the question, this is what we were asking ourselves, why this pot? Financial flexibility and the preservation of retirement funds, reduced withdrawals and tax benefits. So it is access to the saving pots for emergency without having to retire. In other words, when you withdraw from the pot, first one, the saving pot, you don't have to retire. And then near the retirement pot is locked, helping protect long-term savings. So this one is locked so that you don't become a problem in the future. Now it helps, this one here, when we say it reduces withdrawals, helps prevent unnecessary depletion of retirement funds, unlike the previous system where people will resign, take everything, go away and come back. And remember, here is twofold. They are protecting, the government has to be protected, and then also the individuals must be protected. The previous one, you take your money, build a house, and then you start from zero. And then unless you are about 50, by the time you reach 60, you are 20 years in a work environment. And then the pension is not enough. If you're going to live until 80, 180, 90, you're going to have a problem. So it means that the money shall have been depleted, or you'll be getting a very small salary and you will be having nothing. And then the control access funds ensure better tax planning. Now that's very, very important, that you need to have a proper tax planning. Well, don't just say I'm going to eat my money. You'll be surprised. You take it out, you find it at a higher tax bracket, and the money you are going to get is very little. So you may have a challenge. Yeah? That's what we've discussed. And then now, yes. Yes. Yes, you plan it. Yeah. Yes. No. Remember this one doesn't continue feeding. These ones are continue being fed from your employment. Remember, you are not retired. As you work every month, the pension comes here divided. The first 10% or 30,000 was the start off. Let me put it that way. On your behalf, yes, start off, because they knew, they knew that if they can put 100,000 rand here, it will be gone. By the end of the week, there will be nothing left here. That's the decision. A minimum of so much, family should be able to survive. If they get so much for the whole year for emergency, they should be able to manage. No, it doesn't. Yes.
We all bought 30,000.
Or 2,000 to 30,000. Yeah. Yes. This is why it says. Yes, for sure. No, most people, by the end of October, they are starting from zero to contribute here. They've taken the whole 30,000 is gone. Yeah, everything. There's nothing left. Text, everything. End of the financial year, they calculate the tax, add it to whatever, then the tax is paid. Then you are done. Yeah.
If after going through a lesson like this, you can't go
unless, as she's saying, unless it's in a preservation fund, you can go to them and say, I want to add a little bit more money on my pension. But when coming to these pots, you can go back and refill it on. Say, I'm back now. I sold my house. I want to put it inside here. Then you can go somewhere else and say, I want to have a retirement annuity. Then they can give you retirement. Yes. Now, I'll just show. Remember when we discussed household financial planning, there was tax, estate planning, investment, risk management, financial planning. Now, tax we must discuss it at home, like we are here. You must say to a financial advisor and say, I need help. Remember, we are not all financially literate. I need help. I want to know how can I be tax efficient, not tax evasion, tax efficient. There's nothing wrong to be tax efficient. Then you sit down and you calculate. This is when we discussed previously asset protection, where you start forming companies, running different things. That's tax planning. Yes. We don't want a situation in Lyttelton Church where if something goes wrong and you've got a challenge about life issues, and then you leave the family in trouble, it's not going to be right. Tax planning must be, in other ways, Elder Moyo, you meet there's a financial advisor, you say to him, please, let's work together, make me very poor. Yeah. Yes, make me very poor. In other ways, you as Soko, you must be worth nothing. But you must be having assets that keep your life going. When you collapse, also Olivia mustn't get into trouble. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah, start saying, hey, what do I put where? It must be in such a way that everything, you are worth nothing. I don't know, you get it? That's right. I do the brag. That's right. So, but so far we are together, no? Anything else you want to add? No, don't worry. I'm just. Yes. 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 That's fine. No problem. The reason why I'm saying this is that the tax. I was saying that when it comes to annuities and so on, tax must be implemented. Because you shouldn't find yourself saying, "I'm going to the port and take money," but you and your financial advisor has not looked at the tax implication, or what is going to happen, because you're going to come back angry and say, "I thought I was taking my money. These people just took half of my money," just to find that your tax bracket was high. Anyway, you were taking money which was unnecessary. You didn't need it, but you took it, think that is an addition from what you have, just to find that you are adding more problem to yourself. This is why when we were discussing that, we said it's for emergency. It's not for luxury. You're not going to say when you are earning 100,000 rand per month, you say, I want to withdraw my 30,000 and throw a party. Yeah, just take a cruise. Yeah? That's right. So it is.
I think next year we'll have studied that tax advisors being known. What if they be going? Tax advisors will complain that no one listens.
Yeah. That's right. Yes. You can quickly invest it into This is exactly why we started with be an investor. Don't look at the pot system as just money. Because if you can think investment, and then when you think of taking it, you must think of, if I take it and they tax me, how do I recover it double? How can I get it double? For an example, let's take an example. Let's say you have got a farm where you are selling cattle, and you are running short of 2,000 rand to make sure this cattle next week it is fit enough to can go and weigh and add to its weight, and then I'm going to get 400,000 rand from this bull. There's nothing wrong to take 2,000 rand and they tax it, because you know the tax implication is going to come back. You get it? You're going to come back to your investment. So when you think of anything here, think investment wise. Don't think spending. That's why we started with what must you think of as a person when coming to investment. Be an investor. Don't be a consumer. Because if you become a consumer, you're going to take the money and eat it, and then it will not help you at all. Yes.
If you take it and you're building,
Correct?
building your house, not office.
Yes.
You take those funds and you push it towards that project. Would that be considered an investment, or you now outspend?
Now remember, it's an income. But you see, let's do it. Okay, that's it. Let's do this. If you build a house, you take 30,000. You build a house. You must be very clear that the value of the house must increase by what you are doing. Because if the value of the house is down and you have been taxed that money, you're going to work at a loss. That's why you need to sit down and calculate and say, in my investment, where can I put this money now so that it can bring some fruits? Okay? And when you look at it, then you say, hey, you know what, my house, they say that if the evaluator says, if I put tiles in my house, this house will increase by 100,000. Okay? Then you get a quotation. You got the quotation of the tiling of this house is 25,000 or 20,000. You say, okay, if I get this money and my tax is 5,000 and they give me 20,000, and then I tile my house and my house is worth from 500,000 is going to worth 1,200,000. And then when I'm done with this house, I'm going to rent it. After renting it, it's going to give me 10,000 rand per month, and then I'm fine. Then you go and renovate a house which you are renting. You increase the capital growth of the house plus its rental amount. You get taxed that money. It's still a good investment. That's why I'm saying we must think investment wise. That's a very good thought. We mustn't think eating. We must say, as an employer or as an employee, if I take this money and fix my house, what will be the value of my house? If the value of the house is high after doing the renovation, and then the tax you get there is covered by the increase of the price of the house, it's not a bad thought. You won't be like that person who say, I must take my money and eat it before I die. No. It's going to be, this is an investment strategy. This is why when we started in the beginning here, I was saying, let's think as investors. Yes, if you can think as an investor, you are done. You'll have no issues. You have no issues. But if the aim is to this way for investors, it's going to be very nice because you're going to quickly take it, put it, use it, and then from there, your investment is high. You pay tax small amount because remember, for you that tax may not push you too much. Remember, you are an investor. Investors don't pay much money, obviously. It's structured in such a way that you don't have to pay any tax, or very little, if any. and because of the structures you have put in place. There's nothing in your name. You see, you don't put things in your name. Mm-mm. You don't be surprised you find people this cars here. You see these cars in which are always parked here. You find that people don't own cars. Yes, because a car depreciate. There's no use to go and take your salary and buy a car. So the company cars. And then if you think as an investor that money, this money will be of great help, and then you will be able to use it. Please, this is why as we work around it, we must say all of us are falling into this pot system, but all of us are investors. Now, how do you remove this money here? If you have to remove it as an investor, where are you going to put it? If you are not sure of where you are going to put it without putting it at risk, don't touch it. It will remain there and it's going to grow because it is there anyway. It is not going anywhere. You are not compelled to take it out. No, you don't have to take it out. It will grow. It will grow and grow and grow and grow. 10 years down the line, you may find that you need to work on something. You take something there, you put it there, and then you are done. You had something to add. Sorry.
I just wanted to find out about capital portion for them. When Helen was talking about annuities, right?
Mm-hmm.
She was saying at the end or when you die or when you stop contributing, you get your capital back. We wanted to find out if the capital is adjusted for inflation or it's just the original with that scheme that she was talking about.
Oh, yes.
Okay, with this one, it's different.
Do you have a roaming monkey, man? Can you help me? Which one? Where are the people here? And the people who are not technologically educated, don't touch those things. You're going to break them. If they start touching there, when the Marambire ran away, he's looking for somebody who can touch there. We will break those buttons there. We can continue this in the meantime. Or let me do this. Because come closer this side, sis. In the meantime.
Oh, thank you. So, no, I wanted to say that with the capital protector option, it's more of like to make life annuities more attractive, because as you're saying, with life annuities you are only getting an income for your expected future lifetime, right? Which I can say that if you are one person who is risk averse, you wouldn't go for like a living annuity, but you will go for a life annuity because you know that you are guaranteed, right, an income until you die. So with the capital protector option, it's more of like, as I'm saying, it's a feature rather that is added to make life annuities more attractive. To say that, okay, when you die, at least your beneficiaries will benefit from, or rather by getting a lump sum. So what happens is, okay, I'm gonna go a bit deeper in terms of like how life annuities are priced. So okay, so what we do basically, so you give us money, right? And then based on your expected future lifetime, and also based on your expected future lifetime is determined by your age, your current age when you buy the annuity, right? So now based on that, then we price to say that, okay, if you give us R1,000,000, then if you're a 63-year-old, so that also other different components that are included into that, like it can be joint life, single life, and you can add a guaranteed term to say that, okay, if you die within 10 years, it's like your income is guaranteed for 10 years, meaning that if you die within the period of 10 years, you can, the remainder can be still paid to your beneficiaries. That's one other component of life annuity. So, or rather of guaranteed annuities. So now with the capital protector, it's more of like, okay, the amount is not grown with inflation. But then for you to receive that lump sum, that is included into the pricing to say that, okay, we price it in such a way that we're able to afford you the income for your expected future lifetime or for the remainder of your life from retirement up until you die. But then still, we also add the component of saying that your beneficiaries will benefit by getting a particular lump sum. So the lump sum can be, it is kept at, from what I know, or and also from what other or the competitors are giving or providing, is that this lump sum is kept at the investment amount that you used to buy the annuity. So like what I want to emphasize here is that remember that we price this thing or this product. So when I say that we price them, I mean that we ensure that when we're pricing that we are able to pay you your annuity or the amount, the income that is guaranteed for your lifetime, right? So I think maybe that product does maybe exist in the market to say that yes, what you get, or what do they call it, or I'll just call it the lump sum that your beneficiaries get, can also improve with say inflation. But remember that this is just added to attract people so that they see, I can say, the benefit of investing in a life annuity, to say that when you die still your beneficiaries will get something.
So in other words, you individualize people.
Sorry.
People are being individualized.
What do you mean?
Individualized meaning if you have someone who's 50, you will not necessarily, like 60.
Oh, you mean like the income? Yes, yes, it's individualized. Yeah.
And also the premium you're contributing must be different, isn't it?
Remember that with annuity, you buy an
Okay,
income.
an income,
So
okay.
it's a once-off premium.
Ah,
Yeah, but you used to buy the income.
You are buying. Yes, that's right. Yeah, that's right. Yes, this is why what she's saying. This is why when you read about vested component, they always mention something which is very interesting. They always say you are buying pension. I think you use that term, buying pension. But how do I buy a pension? How do I buy a pension? So they're talking about what she's saying, that you are going to, that money is that money which you have there, this money here is you can even use it to buy products. You can take it out and put in the preservation fund and ask them, I want the pension money here. And remember, when you take it directly to them, it is not taxed because it's not yours. It's almost like removing it from point A to point B, but not to you. It's almost the same, but you are removing it from where it was, you are putting into this in the company. So, and then they have got obviously there's the same regulations on how they regulate the tax. So it's not that if you are working for, let's say, a certain company A, and then you retire, you can't remove that money, all of it, and then it get managed by another company. Clear, no? Yeah, in other words, people mustn't think that if you are working for government and the money is in here, by the time you retire, if you want all of it out, it's not locked. It can come out and you go and use it somewhere and get a salary from it. This is where they structure it. Yes. Yes.
My question is, if you retire or resign and you're taking out all the money from your government employee pension fund, you'll be taxed at that point, isn't it? If you are taxed and you take that money, which is taxed, into momentum, will it be taxed again afterwards? Or what is going to be taxed is just the interest on over and above?
In other words, I don't know what will you be doing, because it means your financial advisor must be having a challenge. Because if you take it, I don't know, you get to see what I'm saying. But if you take it from company A, you take it to your account, you get it? Your bank account, It's your income, you get taxed. After tax, you say, Momentum, can you help me here to keep this money? The easiest way is to your employer and the Momentum, they communicate via an advisor, the money moves. I mean, is this what is done? It's no tax. The tax is going to be on your income, which you're going to receive. Yes, you move it. Remember when you've got you move it. That's what you say to her. You say, hey, you know what? I want to move my pension from my company here. I want to move it to that side. They get someone who's going to communicate officially with your company and move the money across with no tax implication. Now, if you are in government, you're going to sign. You say, no, I'm resigning. I'm 60 something. I don't want to retire. I resign because it's a retirement, but you call it resignation because you are no longer under them. When it comes into many other things, you are completely out. Then they call it resignation. Other people have been fighting because they don't understand. You come and say, well, take your money and go. Sign here. You are resigning. Write us a letter of resignation. Resigning? I don't resign. I'm retiring. Then the fight starts because the people don't understand. That the reason why you resign is because you say, I want my money out completely. I don't want to have nothing to do with you. Then you are moving it. Any other question before we conclude?
There's the mic here.
Yeah. Oh, that's good.
I've already resolved the technical.
Without
I'm in
breaking
charge
things.
now. I'm in charge.
My observation, can that other picture there, not this one? This one. I foresee a situation where the contributor loses. In fact, I think they'll get less. Why? The government and the other institution they'll get more because of the savings one. Now, why am I saying the savings component? Savings component because you can withdraw it anytime, so they can't invest it in risk assets, so they have to invest in bonds so that you can get it anytime.
Yes.
So the growth of the 1/3 will be very small because it's something that you need to get
Correct.
anytime.
Very correct.
So in a way, this system is actually benefits others except the contributor. So if you are getting, let's say, 1 million in the odd one with the same conditions, with this one you may slightly get less 910 because of the savings, which is not well invested because you can access.
What are you saying, Alderman? I can hear you, but I get what you are saying. You are saying
the system.
you say this will probably be at a very low risk investment.
Yes.
So yes, this one will be at a higher risk investment because it's locked for a long time.
Yes.
That's correct. Most likely.
So the net benefit in this system, the new system, the contributor will have lost because of the third, which is not invested properly.
Correct, yes. Yes, that's correct. Because if you need your money next week, yeah, but what he's saying is that for the fact that you can take it, let's say next month, it is available. It is at a low risk investment pot. In other words, they can invest it in a way it can be locked long, because it has that. That's what he's trying to say. So this one, it must be a low risk. If you put it in bonds, you can get it anytime.
And I have two. The first one is, it would not be advisable to pull from there and pay for school fees, would it?
Which one?
The 1/3.
No.
It's up to you, but is it advisable?
Remember, school.
Is school fees an investment?
Remember, school is an investment.
Very well.
That's
okay.
right. Yes, that's
covered.
That's right.
The second one for me is we are concerned about the percentage of taxation. I mean, that's everybody's worried about that.
Yes.
If you pull it, the taxman is going to be excited and he's going to take your money. If we were to understand why they tax us so highly, would we still be worried?
If you want to understand why,
They tax us so highly, would we be worried that they have taken too much of my money?
yeah,
Or
and
it will justify the high percentage?
you know what it's like? Just as we are still there, it's like that's sensitive. What? It's like understanding why you return tithe, but people steal it. Yeah, you got what I'm saying? Yeah, if you can sit here, that's like yes, that's like if we can, elder Soko, if we can sit here, and I say to you, Elder Soko, the tithe. No, let's say the tithe is the Lord's. Yes, and then they say, okay, that's right. And then I say to you, instead of taking it to TOC, let's take it to Northern Conference. The question is going to be why. And if I say that side there with the history, it has been stolen, then you say, but it doesn't matter. Let them steal it. It doesn't matter. So what I'm saying, the reasoning behind, usually, if you know the reason, I say to you, the two-part system, the tax is high. The tax is high on the pension. Then we say, yeah, they're going to take 2 billion and they take all of it and misuse it. And you understand what I mean? You know that it's supposed to make roads, make schools, everything, but it doesn't reach there. This way it becomes painful. Now, if you realize that my dear pastor there, and then he's going to go there, and then he's supposed to get a salary, and then his salary never increases for the past 5 years because the money is getting stolen. And then what's going to happen? You get angry. But now somebody else will say, don't worry what happens. This is Lord's money. They can do, God will deal with it. But this man are suffering. They've got no salary increase for the past 6 years. The past 8 years, no salary increase. But I'm just trying to put it that way, Elder Soko, to say, reasoning makes sense, but that's the challenge.
I thought they tax you more like that, so that when you retire, then because they'll be paying you now when you go to hospital. But now it doesn't even reach the hospital, right? Because I'm thinking, I'm thinking they're saying this one is going to be a burden for us when he retires, because when he goes to hospital, he's going to take our meds, and so he's going to become a burden to the state. So let's hit him now, so that he can meet his money then later. I think that's what they think.
Yeah, we'll be finishing just now.
Yeah.
Yes.
Just a scenario where you probably have resigned 3 times already in your career.
Life, yes.
So you have the first is already in your preservation. The second is an annuity. Then the third, you're actually in a pension scheme with your current company. And all these 3 pot systems applies to the 3 scenarios, right?
Yes.
All of them.
Yes.
Sure. Okay. So and obviously the tax implications also comes with it.
Yeah. When it comes to pension, tax implication is the same.
It's the same all across the board.
Yeah, across the board.
So there was one session I attended on 2-pot system where they actually discouraged, not encouraging, that you should consider tapping into it, because they say that if you tap into the 30,000 over time, compound interest, had left it in the pot, you actually, if you have taken it out, you are likely to lose about a projection of about 500,000 had it stayed. So over the number of years
That's right. That's
that
correct.
will be that if you had not taken it.
That's right.
Then I think the last point is that maybe let's go back to the basics. Okay, before they change onto the system, so maybe as a way of introspection,
Yes.
Because I understand that there's a problem that people tap into the pension because they think that they might pay off then that. But I think that we should not lose focus that why we are putting money into this fund, retirement and pension, is that we would like to build a comfortable life during after our working life. And we are not doing it only for ourselves. We are doing it
No, unused.
so that we should not be a burden to our children. So when you look at us, the African community, is that you find that the youngsters, there are some of them that are not able to meet their financial goals because of the decisions that the parents have taken. All right. So I want us to bear that in mind that whatever we decide, we cannot advise to say, no, this is not an advice to say use it or not, but we're just guiding each other. But the thinking should be, we must always remember long term that we want ourselves that when I'm 78 years old, I still need to live the same quality of life that I'm living without expecting my children to fund my life.
Yeah. Let me just explain, Elder Matango. Yes. Yes. Let me just explain something. The young people, they are packing. Don't just wait. No, can continue. Don't worry. Yeah. Just a second. Just a second. We are going to finish just now. These lessons, which we always have, as I mentioned earlier, we went to a situation where you don't need this. This is not. This is for ordinary people. You may not need it. Are we together? You may not. Just a minute. Yeah. You may not need. You know why? Tell me if you have got if your lifestyle, your lifestyle, you have got you can live comfortably at 100,000 rand per month. Get it? Yes, I'm pushing it high, 100,000 rand per month, and then you've got assets that pays you 200,000 rand per month. And get it? You have got assets that pays you 200,000 rand per month. Do you really need this? No. This is mainly to protect the ordinary people who will, at the end, go and stand on the queue at SASA, who are going to cause a problem to the government in the future. It is not for investors. It's not for investors. When you are an investor, this does not really apply to you. You will not need that money. You get what I'm saying? So in other ways, this system, please just get that in mind. This is in general. Yeah, but there are people we know who don't need it. Uh-huh. Come this side. No.
I'm not.
That's right. So let's say, for example, let's say you have got you earn 50,000 per month, and then your lifestyle you need about 70,000. Okay? And you've got properties which are giving you every month 100,000 rand. Can stop. You don't need this monthly retirement. This is where we are trying to push each other to, isn't it? That's like to say, I don't understand. We don't understand any. We don't want a situation where you retire and when the time for retirement comes, you just feel guilty as though you can beat yourself. Uh-uh. So you need a situation where you don't need this. Uh-uh. You're structured in such a way that this is your employer was doing it because of the law, but you don't need it. And when it comes, they try to give it to you, you refuse it. You say, I keep it and let it be an investment, a permanent investment, because if it comes to me, it's just going to increase more problems for me. Yeah, you leave it. It's for church building, yes. But no, church building is church building. Yeah, you can take it out and give it out. Yeah, it's still fine. That would be the best. We are going to finish. Please don't go. Stewardship shouldn't eat it, ne?
Okay. I applaud this system. I think it's good. And I applaud all pension programs that are there.
However, yes.
So I'm going to give a short story. There was a man called Moses Saurombe. He was a very diligent worker who worked hard. For 37 years of his life, he dedicated his life to a company that he worked for. Unfortunately, the financial system collapsed. And he walked away with less than enough money to buy a good second-hand vehicle. After putting in 37 years of hard work. My point is this. While we need to contribute, let us take our retirement into our own hands.
Correct.
If there is a way that we can invest in something other than to rely on the pension system, I think it would be better for us. Who remembers what 1,000 rand could buy in 1990? And right now, maybe it will fill up your tank. And this is 30 years. This is what? How many years down the line? 30 years down the line, yeah? In 30 years' time, how much will inflation have eaten up? Okay, is inflation ahead of or behind that kinds of earnings that we are getting from pension schemes, compounded though they may be? I rest my case.
Come, sis, come. Before any opinion on the pension issues. He's talking about annuities. He says, it's charity.
Okay, I don't know, but I know that like the way that we do them, that our we also have an option where like the annuities are inflation linked, right? So you can opt for that option also, or for.
Just listen. What's the name?
So I was just saying that I know that like if annuities, I'm not sure how it like how you guys do it in the government side of it, but then but then with the within the private sector, like you have different options. Like you can protect your income from inflation. Like you can choose the inflation linked option, or you can even choose or rather a percentage, or income to increase at a percentage that is above inflation. Even though yes, it will start at a very I can say low income, but then with time, it does like catch up with what's happening, within the
Yeah,
yes, the sector. Yeah.
Yes, sorry. Just summarize. Yes, sorry.
No, 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 it's fine. So I think yeah, that's my input to say that I know that many people I always say that people wouldn't want to go for financial advisors or to opt for financial advisors because they do not want to pay the financial advisor fee. But then financial advisors, they are very important because they're able to sit down with you. I'm talking it in, I can say, the aspect of like within the private sector. They're able to sit down with you and look at your situation, and then they're able to help you choose an option that is viable for you as an individual. So I can say that I feel like our financial system is very, it's improving with time, right? So there are many products that can fit your financial goals. I mean, financial goal as an individual. So if you're worried with inflation, you can still find an annuity that can like fit your situation as an individual. Yeah.
That's true. Let me say something here. Uh, one day, I got very very upset with a yeah. You know the reason why I got upset. The one of the days there's a pension fund matured. They say we put it in a nice fund, and then I said no. How much will it give him per month? So it give you 2,300. And then if you look at it, the challenge which is always a big problem with the pensions, no? Uh, they are very very good, no? But the challenge always, this I'm saying, it will be very nice not to rely on this. It is very nice when you are when you pension when you are alive. When you'll help me there. Says, I just need to check something. When you die, that amount that is there, is it forming part of the estate? It forms part of the estate. Mhm. Now, if your estate is big and that money get paid out, your estate duty even goes higher. That's right. Remember, estate duty when you die is about 20%. Now, this property where we are, this property, the government owns 20% of this property and all the properties everywhere else. Now, this way I always say that if it will be very important that when you invest and you look at pension and look at your policies, look at everything, don't forget your estate planning, because you can leave children with a problem unaware, when you are enjoying yourself, everything is fine, but just die. And they summarize your estate. They say you are worth 100 million, and the government says that from this estate we must come and pay 20%. What is going to happen? This way, yes, you say financial advisor is very important to say when you get this financial advisor to advise you, you must make sure that he's advising you for your benefit, not for his benefit. Yeah, because if it's for his benefit, he's going to make you to buy products which you don't need, which may put you into trouble in the future, unaware. That's where the challenge is. So it's very important that you, please, man, I'm just going to plead with you. If you can put it in, if you can just put this in practice, and then every now and then when you are at home, when you discuss financial matters at home, discuss them seriously. You know, when you talk about death at home, talk about it. Because in Africa, when husband and wife start talking about death, one is now saying one is going to bewitch me. No. It's the reality to say, Mama, you know what? Just ask your wife and say, let's look at life now. You say, just ask a direct question, Elder Sogo. Just say, tell me, Olivia, tell me, tell me, if I die now, Yeah. Yeah. Okay, that's fine. You don't want to use death, né? It's a pro. Don't go. You need you. If I expire or I die now, what is going to happen in this house? That question must be answered. And if it's not answered, that's right. Don't start saying, if I expire, get a thing and take me to Malawi for a funeral. No, 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 no. That's not the issue. The issue is we're talking about life. From now onwards, from tomorrow, what will happen? And then, then you say, if we don't have an answer, let's look at where we are now. Then you assess all your assets, assess all your investments, all your incomes, everything, and say, will you manage to survive with this if I'm not there tomorrow? And then if she says, hey, I've got a challenge, say, let's restructure this because this may cause you a problem. Now you look at all your assets, your properties, this house or these houses we have in our name, if I'm gone today, what is going to happen? So, okay, we have to pay estate duties. And how much, let's assess our house. Our houses are 2 million, 4 million. And then, okay, 4 million plus what we have is almost 50 million. And then what will happen if I am not there? And that question has not been asked in the families. Just ask it. And if you can answer that question, answer it. You are gone. Because it's going to force you to sit down. Assess all your income. Assess, that's right. Everything and say, now we have got a problem. Sarum. In other words, you go home. Please, this is very interesting. You say, Mommy, here our little children, they are growing. If tomorrow I'm not here, they call you, they say the man has died. Can you manage? And that must be a reality. Reality. If she says, my husband, I'm going to have a problem, then you say, let's solve the problem. Now, yes, let's solve the problem. Let's navigate and let's pray that God keep us going until this problem is solved. But we must start today. We must solve it. Yes. We'll almost be done. Then we'll finish. Yes.
I'll give it to her just now. You mentioning, and she mentioned something very important, and that's about these financial advisors.
Yes.
We avoid these people the same way men avoid going to hospital to be checked.
Yes.
And one of the one of the reasons is sometimes we think, you see, when he's coming to you, or we think he's working, so he's just coming to me because it's part of his job. So he's going to tell me what would make him money because he's working. And the other misconception is when he comes to you, you look at the vehicle he's driving, the way he's dressed, you're like, if he's not rich, how is he going to make me rich? We're thinking they're coming to make us rich. Not knowing that these people are actually thinking that don't spend money in cars or in clothes. He is investing his money somewhere else. He's coming to you to help you invest better. So we look at them like, these sangomas that will say, I'll give you lotto numbers, and you're like, you take the lotto numbers yourself and you go win the lotto. But that's just a misconception. So I think this afternoon, we need to start looking at these financial advisors' role seriously.
Yes, and then in addition, when she's still finished, sorry, Murutini will finish us now. In addition, choosing a financial advisor is very important. It's very important. Financial advisors are not insurance brokers. They're totally different people. So this is why it's very important also, self-education is important. To know what are you looking for. You get a financial advisor, And then even if he says to you, I'm going to charge you for sitting with you for 3 hours, it's fine. Come out with something there. Yeah, you charge, you pay, gone. But you say, here, I have got the answers for my questions. Yeah, it must be a proper consultation. And somebody's going to help you to go through the whole system. Because otherwise, what is going to happen? You will remain very highly educated person who is ignorant. And then you're busy making a lot of money and ignorant. Because remember, in school, we're not taught about money. Yeah, wherever you work, you are talking, you are taught what you must do. When money arrives, you get confused. This thing here, what am I going to do with it? Now, but you need a professional financial advisor. Remember that sketch I sent to Amo? Trusted advisor. Somebody you can say, and if you, after some trip with him or here, you don't trust him, stop, get somebody else. Because remember, he's managing what? He's helping you to manage your finances. He's not managing it for you. He's helping you because of his knowledge. That's very important. So don't go to insurance brokers and say they are financial advisors. You will have a problem because you're going to sell you products which will only benefit him. We have seen it. Yes. Yes, the last comment.
Yes, I wanted to.
Well,
That's fine.
is somebody else? Oh,
No, after Sister Mastisha, I think she raised it.
yeah. Oh, sorry, sis. Yes, that's right. Yes.
Yes, I wanted to say that we are sitting here, right? Well, all of us are working, we have children, but we never get to expose our children to this type of education. And the challenge comes when they themselves start working, they do not know what to do. So I think it is very, very important that our young people be exposed to this type of education. Even at an early age, investments start, right? Even at school, when they're at school level, they need to learn to invest. Those little amounts that you put away as a young person, by the time you start working, they go a long way helping you to acquire things that would help you as you move along in future. So it's very, very important to encourage our young people not to say we are young. When you are young, you have an advantage of age and you are still strong, you don't get sick. So investing is something that is very, very important. I've seen young people, they get a job, and then the first thing a person buys is a BMW. And that thing is going to milk them out. It milks them everything until they can't do anything for themselves. So it is very, very important at an early age, right? From standard 5, from as long as they can handle money, we teach these kids. And you see, we will not long will have our beautiful centers here. But if we leave them, they will tell you I'm paying for this thing.
And then if it, where is Chuma is not here? Who's he ran away? I was going to say when you it will be very important as a church, as Lyttelton Church, to have a program in the adventurers, pathfinders, ambassadors. One of the programs under as part of training be financial training. Could just create, even if it does not appear on the program of the conference, but we bring it and say we're going to form a program on particularly financial literacy of the little ones. So that when they, I mean, I went to a church, I told you last time, I went to a church. You know what the parents were worried about? The children were going to the tech shop to borrow food. Yes. Yeah, because mommy is going to give me money next week. I'm going to eat it now. Next week, mommy give me money, I'm going to pay. They start debts from crash, from preschool, from school. Because at home they give me 10 rand per week, and therefore, let's say 10 rand per day. Then they give me 10 rand today, I eat it and finish. Then I need something a little bit higher than 10 rand. I say, give me this, I'm going to pay you next week when the money comes. Yes. And then this children, and you can take it very light. This little ones running here, the influence at school is very big because you arrive there, the child is at a primary school, grade 1. His friend has got 500 rand in the pocket. Grade 1. Yeah, the father says, no, I'm going to America. You as a helper, make sure this boy has got money every day because I don't have time to be with him. Money is looking after the people. And then your child is there with 20 rand, and this preschool has got 100 rand. I remember my children, when they go to school for the first time, they found a preschool child with 100 rand. And they say, but what is going on here? We are getting 10 rand. But these people, the preschool one is got 100, it's got 100 rand. They were shocked because yes. So thank you very much. We are now closing, but do you get the message? The Pathfinder people, where no, she's going to please, man, we plead with you, make financial literacy part of the program curriculum.
Budgeting is part of the stewardship benefit. So they do budgeting.
Yes.
And then they do simple money management. It's part of the curriculum.
Because that's very, very important. If it is done, and
but more than that, we don't do that. We do budgeting.
Yes.
And we do simple money management.
Then that's it. That's fine. Yes. We were to go a little bit deeper. Yes.
So we really need to drill our children to know that this is not just for now, but it's something that will take them into adulthood.
Thank you very much. Sissy, sorry, no? Sorry for
I just wanted to reiterate your point to say that to optimize your like that. No, I'm saying that I wanted to reiterate Elder's point to say that to optimize the advantage of consulting with a financial advisor, like you must understand what a financial advisor is there for. He or she is there to advise you. Therefore, it's important for you to make or to do your own research before you consult the advisor. So the advisor is there to answer your questions, not to make the decision for you at the end of the day, right? And I think that's where we go wrong because it's more of like we go to a financial advisor for the advisor to tell us what to do, not necessarily for the advisor to answer our questions so that we're able to make like proper financial decisions.
That's correct. Otherwise, you're going to make a blunder and blame them because you had no questions. Yeah. Yes.
We need to teach our children to make financial goals at a very early age. You know, if you have the grade 5, they are at 10 years old, right? From 10, a child must know what their financial goals are and start working on them from then. Once they have that knowledge, it builds until they go to high school, they know they will never ever be derailed by others who are having 100 rand in the pocket because they themselves, they already know where they are going when it comes to finance. Please let us do that for our children. It will help them go a long way. Even when they get their girlfriends, they will know who to choose because they will choose someone who has the same goals as them. You can imagine a child going around, a son or a daughter going around with someone who is pledging out. What's going to happen should they get married? It's going to be chaotic. So it is very, very important that we start early so that when they are of age, it's become second nature, to do certain things.
That's all. Otherwise, we will all expire and they'll sell this property. They're the ones remaining anyway.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. I would like to agree with my sister there. I I think what I took from this presentation is,
Good,
the,
yes.
is the last part.
Yes.
Where we're saying that we shouldn't rely on this. I was just talking to him. I said, I think the best investment is something that you have in your own hands. If it is in the bank or an investor somewhere, it's not yours, because there I think you don't have much control. So if we can try to invest, and we should be seeing, I should be seeing, this is my thing. This is my cut. I was just talking about, I think I've stayed in Botswana. There people have money in the bank, yes, but they have got money in the cattle post. And they talk about their bank balances. They see it. Yeah. So it's not about this. But the other thing, I agree with her, but I wanted to say that there's a lot of hide and seek in our homes. So
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
so he doesn't know what I'm doing at my work. I've got
Yes.
all these things, things like that. And he also has things that I do not know. Now, I said in our houses, eh?
Yeah.
So it's including yours. I think we should work on that one, because when things happen, when it happens to me, you'll be asking, oh, she was working, but where is this and what? He doesn't know. The same with the ladies. If the man goes, you ask me, I don't know. You see? So now, if you're talking about one pot, 1, 2, 3, it doesn't make sense to me, because I don't know. So as much as we would want to train our children 1, 2, 3, I think it should start in the houses. That hide and seek maybe should come to an end.
Yeah, that's right. Thank you very, very much. Yeah.
For example, you have your momentum photo and discovery photo. This you go and your wife doesn't have the passwords. In the first place, you didn't even tell her that she's a beneficiary, and now things have happened, and she's struggling. Similarly with men, because it can be either or, and it's a mess. So. Yeah.
Financial things.
Yeah.
What are you saying?
Yeah, you're just trying to say, as in charge, where you got the two parents, father, take over, please. Make sure that things happen. If you're a single parent home, mother, please take over. Make sure that things are in order. That's right. So that, and don't be afraid to ask, even your wife, and say, what's going on? Any account I don't know? You mustn't say you don't trust me. Why do you ask that question? No. We want to clean up to make sure that everything is in order. That's right. And then everything becomes very clear, and then you can restructure. So this, as I said, we want a stage where all of you sitting here, this pot system, it mustn't be for you. You must have assets that will pay your pension without including that. Yeah, if you can have assets which can pay your pension, you are fine. You're not going to be anybody's burden. Just make sure that is done. But the message is very clear, né? Please, because remember this, you can read in anywhere. You can read them. So when you read, you can get confused. But if you understand, this is before the 30, up to the 31st of March. It's a vested component. The 1st of August, this and this kicked in. 1st of September is a complete new whole country pension system. But for this system to kick in, for those who were working, 10% or 30,000 was pushed in here as the first withdrawal. From there onwards, whatever you put in your pension from now onwards is going to be divided out of 1/3, 2/3. And then it's a new pension system. Everyone who has got 55 years and above, you can apply to be in this system here. That's right, you can apply, but you can still remain here and continue. And I think that message is very clear. But for investors, as we conclude, for investors, if you have to get money from here, make sure that the money you get out of here is going to make more money than the tax you're going to pay. It must be more. That's right. If you've got 30,000 rand here, which is going to pay off your bond, and then it can increase the value of your property, take it out. It's going to be more than the tax. If you want to renovate your house, you want to make sure that your house is, the price increases, capital growth, and you can measure it. And then the capital growth of the money which you are going to take out from here, it increases your house by more than the pension, the tax you're going to pay. That will be a good investment. So you are not going to take the money from here and go and just eat it and throw a party. As an investor, try to make sure that their money is used properly. Thank you very, very much for your patience. And I hope as we take this to our children, the children we have here, and teach them, and then Lyttelton Church will be a strong church where children will grow. When we are no longer there, they will not sell this property. They will use it properly as an investment. Yeah, that's right. Remember, nothing is permanent. You can be here, we are healthy, everything is fun and nice. We go older, these children are growing, they're catching up. When we are now depending on them, you will be crying, sitting under that tree. They will be in the business meeting and sell the whole property. And then you will be crying, sitting under the tree. Say, these children, what's wrong with them? But no, it's our time, because we did not teach them properly what to do. Thank you very much. And thank you very much for giving us this time. Thank you very much. Yes.
Thank you, Brother Mash. I think this topic is always, especially issues of investment, assets, and the planning for retirement. They are at the heart, especially of all those that are working. I just wanted also to say, I think the issue of investment, we need at some point to discuss it, because I'm of the view it's not necessarily financial interest. Yes, it adds. Check all these that have money. It's actually a culture. Let me give examples of my people. These ones, there's a certain culture we normally have there, where you grow old, you say, how old are you? How many cattle do you have? That is what we are giving. It's a culture. So when you get married, they give you 10 to start with. It's a you don't have to learn that. That's a culture. You embed it. Go and check all the financially literate people. They are broke. I don't know if you have noticed. Economists, financially literate people, they are broke because they are not. Because even if you do something, you need a support and backup system. I think Brother Mash is, if you check some of the children or something, it's a backup. Children, they know if I for daddy's bread, their parents are ready to support me. That is important, because then you will be able to take certain risks. To say, I can quit and start this. But if you don't create a culture, you are on your own, and your parents are also wondering, what are you doing? That's the problem. But if you create as a culture, both at home, as a church, as everything, you need less. Yes, financial literacy to calculate is important. But if you create a culture, you need less education. Yeah, because it's a way of life. You that's why people say Greeks have made money. They just go up to grade 10, they still make money. They don't worry. Jews, you can talk about education, the Jews, they still make money. With all the financial illiteracy. So creating a culture of doing certain things, for me, I think it weighs more. I think we need a time to discuss that. It's as a way of life. We are going to have degrees and PhDs as advisors, but still at the end of the day, we can't take risks because it's tough. You need a culture or society that moves with you. Start this thing. I like the Botswana one because it relates well with certain areas. It was something that, have, and then people check. You, how many? Yeah, okay, I have 5. If you get a 30, what is that? 30,000. 30,000. Someone who advises, say, go and get a dairy animal that is pregnant. Within 6 months, to give 2. Already it has multiplied. You get my point? In a culture system, that works. But this thing of okay. But again, Brother Mash, always thank you for the lesson. that we learned, and also we keep on learning. And I think now that we have identified you, may abuse you in the future, because when people are all these pensioners say Momentum and the other one, which one is better? You're gonna have to choose your company against the other one. But I'm trying to close. You want?
Yeah, no, I'm not saying anything. I'm just adding. She is a resource here, and there's another resource. They are sitting here at the top of here.
Okay.
The lady works for medical aid something something.
Okay.
Then I told her, I said she can help us talk. But sometimes we die, or sometimes we get stroke 1, 2, 3. Why we use medical aid? Because we don't. We go to hospital when we are sick.
Yes.
So I thought maybe she's also another resource that you can use.
Is this Sister
so that
Mosha?
she can
The
help
Mosha?
us. Yes. Yeah, the ones who's
Okay,
there.
Mosha,
So
okay.
I thought it would also help us, because most people here are on medical aid, but things happen.
Don't even know what you need to cover.
No, before even reach the hospital, medical aid doesn't even cover your debts. So yeah, okay. No, thanks. I think the elder I wanted to pray, and then the elder give a vote of thanks. I don't know if he's around, or we just close. Or we can the other saving elder. Let me pray, and then Sister Marsh, you can give at least vote of thanks from the elders' desks. Let us pray. Thank you, Heavenly Father, for the lessons that we learned this afternoon. It's our prayer, Heaven, that we keep learning and sharing, and more importantly, to put them into practice, so that the church may be rich, and also as your people become rich, your institution also become rich and help advance your kingdom. We also want to thank you for the program in the morning. Thus far, the Lord has helped us. Indeed, we acknowledge that God, in everything we do, is you who guides our footsteps. So we shall continue honoring you and glorifying your name. Until we meet again, we thank you in Jesus' name. We pray. Amen.
Amen.
So, Sister Marsh.
I thought you'd ask my elder Soko because it's.
Oh, I don't know why I was
Yeah, I want to take this opportunity to thank the stewardship department for a beautiful program that enlightens each one of us. It is very, very important that we not be found wanting, especially when we are the children of God. Remember, God has put us here for a very good reason, to be able to be lights to the world. The world cannot go down in our presence. I don't think we would have represented our God well. So really let us try, be on the lookout, keep our eyes peeled so that we can learn as much as possible and be able to help each other, especially when it comes to financial matters. Why again? Because stewardship has to be alive. And let us make stewardship alive in our church so that we can be lights to the many other brethren, so that people will come to us and find a resource where they can be helped. We all know that without money, it's very, very difficult to navigate life, especially this side of the world. So let us try as much as possible and help each other, teach other. Let us not conceal things. Let us not hide things from each other. Let's be open, talk about these things, because it's only when we talk them out that we are going to be enlightened, we'll be able to help ourselves and help our children, because not long we would have left them, and we cannot leave them struggling when we once upon a time alive. May God help us as we are going to go out and make a difference in the world where we live. God bless. Shall we close our eyes in prayer? Master, we are grateful for the time that we have had. We are now going out into the world. May that which we have learned today help us to make a difference to those that we are going to come across. We ask all this in Jesus' name. Amen.
Thank you. And the program from at least we learned that in financial matters.
So the pastor is transferring his membership here.
Yeah, it's fine. Thank you, Pastor.
There is IT, you don't want to break things.